Hello there, YouTube land. So today I want to talk about arpeggios, 7-chord arpeggios, and the importance in using them in your vocabulary. So I'm going to use the C major scale to demonstrate the arpeggios that you could derive from the scale, each degree, and basically each degree forms an arpeggio, and you could use these arpeggios in music. So let me talk about the importance of using arpeggios in your vocabulary. So, arpeggios are basically the chord tones. So, on bass, usually we're playing a note at a time. Not to say that we could not play a chord, but usually we're responsible for highlighting the harmony of the chord. So, when you're playing arpeggio, you're basically just playing the chord tones. And there's nothing more vital and strengthening than chord tones because it is highlighting the harmony. So when you're playing those chord tones, you could hear the harmony in the movement and the structure just from playing the chord tones. So it's important to incorporate chord tones into your vocabulary. So no further ado, let me talk about the 7 different arpeggios, the 7 different type of arpeggios you can get just from the major scale. So the major scale is going to be our friend today. Sounds like this? Yeah, so you're thinking nothing special. You know that you've played it a million times. So I'm playing it in the key of C. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each degree and harmonize it using the notes of the scale and basically forming these arpeggios by building it in thirds. So the key thing here is thirds. We build arpeggios with thirds. So what do I mean by that? We start with the root, then the third, and then the fifth, which is a third away from the third, and then the fifth going to the 7. We stop there. The 5th to the 7th is a third away. So that's how we're building things in thirds. Everything is built in is a stack of thirds. That's what you got to think about it. It's a stack of thirds. So we're going to be stacking thirds from each degree of the scale C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and we're going to be stacking in thirds. And we're going to be using notes of the scale, diatonic harmony, right? Which pertains to the notes of the scale. So let me go start off with the first 7-chord arpeggio. Here it goes. So that's C major 7. The second arpeggio will be on D as the root. That's D minor 7. The third arpeggio will be on E as the root. That's E minor 7. The fourth arpeggio would be on F, the root. That's F major 7. The fifth arpeggio will be on G as the root. And that's G dominant 7. The sixth arpeggio, which is the relative minor. Remember, the relative minor is always on the 6th degree. So that's going to be A as the root. That forms A minor 7. And then the 7th arpeggio is on the root of B, which is the 7th degree, which is the 7th arpeggio. That's B half diminished, or B minor 7 flat 5. And then our last arpeggio is basically our octave from C, octave up from the C. So it's just C major 7 again, but an octave up. So we just basically derived 7 arpeggios using our major scale. So let me play them in order here, in time. Right? So it sounds like something already. You know, just playing these arpeggios, it sounds like something. It sounds musical. And that's the good thing about this exercise is that not only you get something that sounds musical, but you're also learning the notes of your neck, right? And you're also learning good shapes, right? Good fingering shapes, because you're having to train your fingers to play. To play intentionally. So it's a good thing to learn these 7-chord arpeggios because it's vocabulary. You may not see it now, But I guarantee you, when you're learning songs, you will hear these things come up. And what it does when you practice your arpeggios, it basically prepares you, and it prepares your ears to hear these things and identify these things quickly. So that way you could learn stuff a lot faster. And then you could incorporate these things in your own vocabulary and in your own music. So, for example, I always use arpeggios to kind of just strengthen my bass lines, to strengthen my solos, and those kind of things. So arpeggios are it's their key. So the other thing I want to leave you all with is that you need to make sure that you practice your arpeggios in every single key. So I always start with the key of C because there's no sharps, no flats, so it's the easiest key to start with most times, if not every time. So the next thing you need to do is take it to C sharp or D flat major, then take it to D major, then take it to E flat major, and so on and so forth. So you always want to practice anything that you do in one key, you need to do in every key. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you take away I hope you take away this knowledge and apply it in your vocabulary, in your daily vocabulary, and in your musical vocabulary. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you found it helpful, share it with a friend. Also, leave some comments, and I'll see you in the next video.